Liverpool has been rocked by the first incident of its kind after a night of terror. Detectives for Merseyside Police have revealed that it's the first time they have ever had to deal with an incident of this nature in the region. The night of terror started at around 8 p.m. on Wednesday, January 3rd, when a gunman entered News and Booze store, known locally as Sangha newsagents, on Lower House Lane and fired a gun. The shop assistant was not injured during the incident, but extremely distressed by the ordeal. Later, just before 8:50 p.m, police received a further call to report that shots had been fired outside the Showcase Cinema on Stonedale Retail Park in Croxteth. It was reported that a man armed with a gun entered the cinema complex and threatened two members of staff in the foyer before leaving. When he got outside, he fired a number of shots in the air before escaping in a car. No one was injured during this incident and no damage was caused. Then, at around 10:20 p.m, further reports were received that gunshots were heard at a property on Malpas Road. No one was injured during the incident. Following the first incident, armed response officers, together with officers from local policing, detectives and other specialists, along with the Merseyside Fire and Rescue Service and North West Ambulance Service, were deployed to the area to provide reassurance and to identify and arrest the person responsible. A 49-year-old man from Fazakerley was arrested by armed response officers at 4:46 a.m, when warrants were carried out at a property in Fazakerley. When officers attended the property, the male was aggressive and a taser was deployed. The man, who was arrested on suspicion of possession of a Section 1 firearm with intent to endanger life and robbery, has been taken to a police station in Merseyside where he remains in custody. Assistant Chief Constable Jen Wilson said, quote, "Thankfully, incidents like this involving a single offender in 3 separate shootings in close proximity and quick succession are extremely rare, and this is the first time we have had to deal with an incident of this nature on the streets of Merseyside. The shocking and distressing impact these incidents will have had on the shop assistant, the staff at the Showcase Cinema, and those filmgoers who found themselves in a lockdown situation in the complex after shots were fired outside the cinema, and the residents of Malpas Road, cannot be underestimated." Officers were on the ground immediately following the first incident and were able to respond swiftly to the subsequent discharges, and a male was identified, located and arrested on suspicion of all 3 discharges within 13 hours.